Hey, it's Mikenificent here, and I just saw Spider-Man: Far From Home. All right, I didn't like it as much as the first new Spider-Man movie. Uh, it was good. I did enjoy it. Just I think the moving Spider-Man over to Europe for his second solo movie was not a good idea. I think that's more of a third movie thing because we got a good idea of how he operates in New York from the first movie, but that was also more of like a coming of age thing. He was kind of more just figuring things out about his powers and his place and everything. And now, all of a sudden, boom, he's in Europe, flying around Europe doing stuff, which, I mean, it was fun to see him doing stuff in the various European locations, but yeah, I don't know. It just didn't feel right. I mean, I did enjoy it. I think it was a pretty good film. I think that just decreases Spider-Man-y things about it. All right, so the things I did like about it were Mysterio was great. Mysterio, I mean, all right, so the movie's been out for like a month now. The internet seems to have lifted the moratorium on spoilers, but if you're still looking for spoilers, then there's spoilers coming. Yeah, so anyone familiar with the Mysterio character, the fact that he is revealed to be evil about halfway through the movie isn't really a surprise. But I, they do him really well. He's no longer a ex special effects artist. He's like all Mysterio and his entire contingent, not contingent, an entire coalition of villains, which aren't really villains for the most part. It's more just Mysterio and an extensive backup crew. They were all wrong by Tony Stark in one way or another, and so Mysterio's main plan is to just become the next Iron Man, and that just goes really poorly for everyone by the end. Okay, the supporting cast, I feel the first movie gave Ned a lot to do, and Ned still around, but the rest of the supporting cast is given a lot more to do in this one. MJ and Flash are given meteor roles, and so is Betty Brant and Peter's teacher, who I don't remember the name of, but was played by the guy from Silicon Valley. Uh, yeah, other than Mysterio, the other villains, I mean, they're just elementals. It is teased early on that the water guy is Maury Bench, but no, they're just fake people. I mean, maybe the Maury Bench Easter egg is indicative of like them actually introducing Hydro Man and Molten Man in another movie, but we'll have to see where that goes. All right. Yeah, since the movie takes place mainly in various European locations, like Aunt May and like anyone else who would be from New York isn't given much to do. One of the best scenes is actually at the end where Spider-Man is swinging around New York with MJ. It just feels the most Spider-Man out of most of the movie. But the rest of the movie does feel a lot like Peter Parker. I mean, it. He's just an awkward guy doing whatever, not doing whatever. He's doing his best to be a person and a hero, and he just makes so many mistakes along the way. And that's a very Peter Parker thing to do, and afterwards he just feels so bad about it. So it's a good Peter Parker movie. Maybe not a great Spider-Man movie, but a good Peter Parker movie. Let's see. Right, there's two twists at the end, kind of. Like the first is that Mysterio has outed Spider-Man, so he tells everyone it's Peter Parker, and claims that Peter Parker and Spider-Man they were the ones orchestrating all the illusions and drone strikes and everything in Europe, because he's Mysterio and his main superpower is telling someone else to do. like he Mysterio's main thing was the illusions, but he had like the whole team backing him up, and one guy was good at editing, so that was his job, and he's the one who spliced together the footage of Mysterio claiming that Spider-Man was behind everything, and that Spider-Man had killed him. So, like in the first Spider-Man's first few appearances, you don't really get the whole threat or menace thing until this movie, where Mysterio makes him into a massive threat. It makes him seem like a massive threat. And speaking of threats or menaces, J.K. Simmons is back as J. Jonah Jameson. He only has one scene, just on the flat top they had in the first three Spider-Man movies. But it's good to see him back as J. Jonah Jameson. Like, I knew that he was going to be back in some capacity, and I didn't know who was going to be playing him the entire time. I was like, I wonder who's going to be playing J. Jonah Jameson. I wonder how he's going to be up against J.K. Simmons' portrayal. And then boom, it's J.K. Simmons. He's back. And the other reveal is that Nick Fury and Maria Hill play a massive part in this movie, or so you think. But then it's revealed that they're actually Skrulls, and they're working for Nick Fury, who's off in space taking a vacation. Which, I don't know, like, I knew about the Skrull thing ahead of time. Again, like, after a few weeks, the internet was just like, alright, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm just gonna spoil everything for you. And, like, I like that the Skrulls seem to be working for Nick Fury. And I was worried that they were just gonna be, like, a rogue agency trying to make him look bad. But no, he's just taking a vacation, and I was like, hey, Skrull, go pretend to be me with Peter Parker for a while. So, yeah, as the first movie post Avengers, it does touch upon the common person's experiences with what they're calling the blip, where people just blipped out of existence for 5 years. And like, it doesn't do that a lot. It's mainly a not a fun way, but a way of explaining why all these characters who were high schoolers are still high schoolers. And like, it does have like, Tony Stark's legacy is a main part of the movie as well, with Peter worrying that he has to be the next Tony Stark, and then Mysterio wanting the next Tony Stark, and then everything just going sideways. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so all in all, it's an enjoyable movie. It's a good Peter Parker movie, less of a good Spider movie. I mean, he does do a lot of web slinging, and there's a lot of action bits, and I know it's wrong. It just feels like one of those comics where Spider-Man is not in New York. I mean, Spider-Man, I like seeing him outside of his element, but like the comic Spider-Man, it's a lot more fun to see him out of his element because he's been in his element for so long. But this one, we got one movie of him being in New York, and now it's just like, all right, let's throw him out of New York. It's still worth seeing if, like, you're into these movies, or if you like Spider-Man or Peter Parker. Yeah, it was a fun time. I would have changed a few things, but it was a fun time. Let's see, anything else? If this is indicative of what's going to be going on in this next phase of Marvel movies, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with everything. It would be nice to see Spider-Man and a few other things, a few other movies, like trying to redeem his name, but from the slate of films that they've announced, I don't think we're gonna get that chance. Even if it's just like an aside, like just the Daily Bugle popping up, like, oh, Spider Man's a threat. He's Peter Parker, or is he? We don't know. I mean, Mysterio faked all these other things. This is gonna be like if I was Marvel, I would touch upon like Peter Parker's battle to preserve his secret identity, and like how he, like this is, it's a lot easier to come back from this than it would be from what happened in like the comic Civil War. We just said mass in front of everyone. I mean, we're in an age of people just being able to manipulate footage on their computers. So something like when Mysterio did at the end of this movie, that's well within the possibility of someone faking for him. I mean, that's what happened. Especially with like MJ knows Spider-Man is Peter Parker now, so I mean, there's so many ways they could not backpedal but build upon the whole Spider-Man getting outed thing. And I guess that's it. I do plan on seeing another movie in a far more timely manner. I mean, this movie's been out for a month. I almost didn't do this video because of that, but I figured why not? It's content. And yeah, I'm gonna see another movie soon. So there'll be another video maybe on Monday, I guess. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see everyone later. Oh, and don't forget to go to fictosphere.com for content on varied days and times. And to like and subscribe this channel and share these things to help us out. Thank you.